In the early 1980s, HIV stopped being a disease that only affected members of certain groups, and it began to be seen as an epidemic spreading across the globe. Being that there were no effective treatments for HIV, the first people infected had a very short life expectancy, and the only effective way to fight it was prevention. In 1987, the first antiretroviral drug, AZT, was introduced, and it made way for the development of other drugs of its kind for HIV. But since there was only one drug involved in the treatment, it didn't significantly impact the survival rate of patients. Recently, in 1996, history began to be changed. With the appearance of the triple therapy, highly active antiretroviral therapy, HAART, doctors were finally able to increase life expectancy and the quality of life of patients. First, ritonavir and later Kaletra were two of the treatments that began to change history. Thanks to these, mortality rates began to show a clear tendency of decline. Today, the disease is chronic and manageable, but along with the advances made, new problems began to arise. And now, with the longer life expectancy, patients started to show disorders that hadn't been diagnosed before. Cardiovascular problems, tumors, metabolic disorders, and also neurocognitive disorders. These neurocognitive disorders can be manifested in three ways: asymptomatic, mild, or as HIV-associated dementia. And, if it is detected in time, it's potentially treatable. In AbbVie, we transform our organization. Through a process of detecting insights, the IDEO methodology, and within the no numbers long-range plan, unsatisfied needs were found, which not only affected healthcare professionals, but patients as well. And there was great controversy over the diagnosis and management of the disorders, which generated uncertainty in the medical community at the time of decision-making. We found ourselves facing a hard, new reality. And we needed to drive big ideas to find a solution for our stakeholders and develop a plan to face this reality. We sought out the most prominent experts with different medical specialties to unify criteria and create a scientific working committee. The objective: to achieve the first Argentinian consensus of neurocognitive disorders associated to HIV/AIDS. The committee was led by Dr. Marcelo Corti and Dr. Gustavo Casparas and included prominent professionals from infectious diseases, epidemiology, psychiatry, psychology, neurology, neuropsychiatry, neuropsychology, and imaging. Many of them are recognized worldwide, like Marcelo Corti, who was the first Argentine to attend Mind Exchange, an international consensus program involving 66 specialists from across 30 countries. The committee set forth a working plan from June 2012 to March 2013, using a well-established methodology to validate a consensus, the Delphi method. In periodic team meetings, the 16 professionals exchanged ideas, discussed solutions, and drew conclusions. As a result, a consensus was reached to be circulated in the medical community dealing with the HIV treatment. An improvement for the patient's quality of life, and a new standard of care in Argentina. The first Argentinian consensus of neurocognitive disorders associated to HIV/AIDS, thanks to the support of AbbVie, is a reality.
En términos prácticos para los pacientes, va a permitir que algunos pacientes que están sufriendo algunos síntomas neurológicos y que no encuentran respuesta se van a poder diagnosticar tempranamente. Yo creo que este consenso clarifica eso. Entonces le permite al médico decidir si va a estudiar más profundamente a los pacientes o no en base a los hallazgos que encuentra, digamos, a través de este consenso.
Es un tema que impacta en la salud pública, así que desde el punto de vista de la Dirección del SIDA, a nosotros nos parece muy importante también que las personas que trabajan con personas con VIH tengan la información y sepan cómo manejar y tratar de disminuir el impacto que tiene en la salud pública los trastornos neurocognitivos asociados al VIH. Digamos, justamente esto es importante porque, como yo te decía, las personas que tienen algún tipo de trastorno neurocognitivo pueden estar meses o años a veces sin que nadie les diagnostique. El diagnóstico temprano y el tratamiento temprano de esta patología ayuda a mejorar la calidad de vida en todos los aspectos.
Fomentar un genuino trabajo en equipo, que se pueda concientizar a médicos infectólogos la necesidad de trabajar en equipo con neurólogos, con neuropsiquiatras, con neuropsicólogos, con especialistas en neuroimágenes. Para los pacientes múltiples beneficios puede traer este consenso. Se trata de un documento inédito, no hay otro similar en la República Argentina, este es el primer consenso realizado sobre este tema aquí.
Yo he tenido la satisfacción y el honor de presidir este primer consenso de trastornos neurocognitivos asociados al VIH y al SIDA, que hoy estamos finalizando, digamos, la primera etapa, que es la publicación de las conclusiones de este consenso. Eso va a ayudar mucho al enfoque, al manejo diagnóstico y terapéutico de estos pacientes.